I hear day and night. Yeah, I don't know. We were married. It was great. You know, we were just in love. And I don't know. It just fell out. Yeah, because what happened is once you had that feeling, God was showing you this is how great it can be. It can be even greater though. You know how? If you earn it. I showed you now a taste of it. I gave you the inspiration. I gave you the loan. I gave it to you. Now you had to build a relationship. If you didn't build a relationship, you keep waiting. Where am I going to keep taking from another person? Then it starts to wear off. That's the way the whole system of the world is built. The system of the world is built that way. God gives you the loan. You take it and have to now expand it. Does that make sense? Does that answer sort of what you were saying, Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Villian.
So how do you explain the differences in the, I don't know if this is the right word, but the quality of the loans? Like if God gives me a certain amount of motivation or intellect and he gives somebody else a different amount, and we have to work, we have to spend different energies or different amount of energies to get to that high place when our loans are different, basically.
Okay. Very good question. The loans are different depending on what type of business you're entering into. Right? I give you a certain amount of capital, I give you a real estate. Whatever I give you, whatever I'm actually giving you is supposed to be the right raw materials for you to invest with what you have to invest with. So God is giving you the raw materials that you need as a loan to be able to accomplish what you can accomplish.
So there's a long series of quote-unquote loans.
Yes, and there's all different styles and different types. Everyone's got all the gifts you have are the loans. And one person's smarter, one person's prettier, one person's faster, one person is kinder. All the traits that you have are part of that loan to accomplish what you have to accomplish. You have to be able to do it.
So even the people that are seemingly given, you know, much smaller amounts of intellect or much smaller amount of duty or whatever, that's
for what they have to accomplish in their mission. They have to accomplish in their mission. Okay, so let me come back to my original question here. Okay. What was the original question? We got one very, very far astray. What is the question here? Ladies and gentlemen, what is our question? Obsession with bread, chametz, why occasion was. Let's understand it. Let's try and bring us back to Passover. Passover was the loan. Passover was the loan. That's what it was. Why? The Jews in Passover had no merits. They were completely absorbed into Egyptian society. They were already like Egyptians, basically. And God came and saw us 10 plagues. Wow, isn't that great? 10 plagues. We saw this incredible stuff. But we didn't do anything to earn it. It was a gift. Okay? Imagine that. Imagine you're living life. We were slaves. We were living like Egyptians. All of a sudden, God does 10 plagues. We see these incredible miracles. What do we do to earn it? Barely anything. You know, there was one commandment we were asked to do in Egypt. You know what the commandment we were asked to do in Egypt was? God gave us one simple commandment. You know what it was? What?
The sacrifice?
Yes, that's right. There's one simple commandment God said. Okay? The commandment of going and taking the Paschal lamb. Right? You heard of that? Why is that the commandment? The Egyptians worshipped. You know what the Egyptians worshipped? They worshipped the sheep. Right? So the Jews had one commandment. To take the sheep, right? To slaughter it. Put the blood on the doorposts. Now that's pretty bizarre, actually. Could you imagine it was the Egyptians' gods, right?
Teasing.
Right? So they're deities. Right? So imagine that. The Jews are slaughtering their gods. They're putting. Does anyone know what kind of food? How they had to make the food for the Paschal lamb? What kind of way they cooked it? Barbecue. Barbecue. Right? Barbecue. And you know the law was the Paschal lamb is you couldn't even break it apart. You had to leave it whole. So imagine that. Imagine you're walking in Egypt and all of a sudden Egyptians start smelling. Been to a barbecue before? What's that? It's like roasted gods. What is that? And they see the blood on the door, they come charging in, and the Jews can't even say it's tofu because it's whole, it's sitting there on the spit. Right? That was the one commandment the Jews had, is when they started to earn it themselves. But it was a gift. Passover was a gift. God gave it to us. But then 49 days until we got to get the Torah, you know what that was? That was to take that gift and everything we saw You know, the miracles we saw, the splitting the Red Sea, everything, and to incorporate ourselves, and to earn it ourselves. That's what we got after 49 days to get the Torah, we had earned it. It was the same exact system. Here's the loan, take it, build it, and the 49 days, that's why we got the Torah at the end, because we took that gift and we incorporated ourselves. Okay? Does that make sense? Now we're going to answer our two questions. The Kabbalists tell us that chometz, that leavened bread is like, you know what it's like? You take your flour and water, you put it together, it starts to puff up. So the sage, you see what that is? That's like your what? Pride, exactly. Very good. It's like your ego. It starts to swell, right? Your little matzah. Wow, you know who I am? I'm a big French bread. Swell up. The French came in my head, I don't know why. Very good. So you have to swell up with pride. So what happens? The sages say, when you're starting Passover, God is giving you the loan. You're starting at the very, very beginning now. Okay? When you start at the beginning now, you got to get rid of your own ideas, your ego. Right? You want to start learning something. Let's say, does anyone here play music? Anyone play music here? Okay. So you want to play, I play guitar. You play the guitar. So you know, when you start to play, you can't start saying, well, I want to just do what I want to do. No. First, you got to learn the system. You got to press the fingers down in the right place. You got to strum in the right. You got to pick in the right place. Then, when you get good, you can start being creative. And Picasso, when he started out, wasn't doing cubism, right? Right? He was learning. He was doing the thing. In the beginning, when you start something in life, you got to get rid of your ego. You got to start from scratch, right? And you have to say, God's given me a gift now. What should I do? Right? I'm going to show my age here a minute. Anyone saw the movie years ago called The Karate Kid?